My name's Thomas Delauer, and you're probably wondering, what the heck are these arrows pointing to on my stomach? Well, if I can have the camera zoom in here, these are my stretch marks from when I was almost 300 pounds a few years ago. You see, most guys look at me and just think, man, this guy's lucky. He probably looks like that because he has good fat-burning genetics. But by seeing these stretch marks, you can clearly tell that that's not the case. Honestly, I thought the same way whenever I saw some guy that was in shape with abs in the past. And while I, like most guys out there, did the diets and the workouts that I was told to do, the belly fat never really came off, forcing myself and so many others to think that there isn't any hope for us. And like myself back when I was almost 300 pounds, most men out there just don't know the real scientific way to burn fat. So we stick to listening to these so-called gurus who haven't actually been out of shape before like us. I could have simply shown you some Photoshop before and after photos of me instead of my stretch marks. But I know that most of you out there are smart enough to know that 90% of all before and after photos from those so-called gurus and their transformations are likely fake. So here's the deal. If you want to know the real scientific way to get rid of belly fat and be able to get six-pack abs like I did, head on over to SixPackAbs.com. There, I'll first start off by showing you one simple yet medically proven change to not only get rid of your belly fat, but also retrain your body to prevent more fat from being stored from the foods that we love to eat. And in addition, I'll share with you the 4 diet rules that we were told to always follow, but in reality, have been scientifically proven to cause more weight gain than actual weight loss. So go check out that video at SixPackAbs.com. You want to hear something weird that I do? Well, every morning when I wake up, I look at these stretch marks to remind me that anything is possible, even if it means losing 100 pounds to keep from being clinically obese. In addition, they remind me of all the major mistakes that I've made in my past. The biggest one being that I followed those bodybuilder type workouts and diets that we've all seen in our favorite fitness magazines. Not that they're bad, they're just not the way to do it. I was just a regular guy that was looking to lose 10 pounds or so. I was already relatively fit, I just needed to lean out a little bit. But just like you and most men out there, I started working out like those bodybuilders. I was working out for 2 hours every day, counting every single rep and every set, and I was doing cardio till I was blue in the face. And I was constantly lifting heavy weights. Pretty much everything we all thought to be the best way to lose weight. And it works a little bit, but man, in the grand scheme of things, I was wrong. But like most men who lose weight doing the wrong things, at the end, life, work, and stress got the best of me, and I ballooned up to that 280 pounds. And I couldn't really understand why. Then I started doing some much needed in-depth research, where I shockingly discovered that working out lifting weights for hours was putting myself into a hormonal state that made it harder to lose weight. I was elevating cortisol like crazy from overtraining instead of burning fat like I had thought. And it was actually during this time that I got all those emotionally scarring stretch marks that I'm still a bit self-conscious about to this day. The truth is, those bodybuilders that you see in magazines generally only look ripped for one day during their competitions and shows. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's certainly not sustainable. And the rest of the time, when they're not competing, a lot of them look either out of shape or honestly, sometimes like regular Joes or just bloated powerlifters, which is the complete opposite of what we want to look like when it comes down to being healthy year-round. So what I did was started doing the complete opposite. I started working out only a few days a week for 30 minutes, or just whenever I felt like I needed to. I ate what I wanted, responsibly of course, and I'll explain a little bit more about this in a minute. But instead of eating throughout the day, I started eating only during specific time periods where the human body burns the most amount of fat. Here's a little hint. I have a good amount of flexibility in my diet, all the way up to midnight even. Something we're told never to do. But by doing so, you'll not only help yourself look great, it makes your life so much more simple. I promise you, and I'll explain more in my free video that I posted. So to see what I did to go from a 300-pound guy who dieted and worked out every single day to having a body like this, enjoying foods that I love, and only having to spend less than an hour working out every week, head on over to SixPackAbs.com. In that video, you'll see why men who are looking to get rid of belly fat should start skipping breakfast in the morning. I'll show you why you must start breaking the #1 diet rule by eating late at night to amplify your body's fat-burning mechanism. Plus, you'll also discover why workouts and exercises that require you to count reps or do cardio for hours every day have been doing little to nothing to stop your belly fat from self-replicating. And most importantly, you'll see a different type of exercise process called time under tension training. And this is something you can do in just an hour a week to keep your body burning that dangerous visceral fat 24 hours a day. With these new scientific fat burning tactics, getting abs like I did will become so much easier and enjoyable. And to see that video, just head on over to ScienceBasedSixPack.com right now. I'll see you there.